So, this movie was made to immortalize my action and above all, explain what I really mean, because many people simply don't understand them, and through intricacy of my words they lose the motive, and after many years of unrealized and constantly delayed project, they doubting me. I created because I must to take responsibility of my words, undertake the burden of such a decision. Boy, if you aren't brave, come and defend your idea. At the beginning it was a matter of ambitions, but now it's a matter of honor. This video will probably watched by new people, that's why I try to explain from the beginning what I'm still doing on this world. In English this time, because I come from Poland, exactly from proud and majestic mining land Silesia, but I have many friends here in UK, in Manchester, who did not understand the previous Polish version. And I'm not surprised, by the way. It's going to be fun, but please, I know my English is not perfect, so if something after publication of this movie will be incomprehensible, just write this there and I try be better in the future. Okay, let's back to content. I am Mr. Eternal and this is my caricature of ambitions. So what is all about? It's about how crazy I am. 2 years ago, between my nearest cycle, I said one text, and this text has led many reforms in my life. From the feeling of chronic burnout, I was looking for a way to break out of the deadlock and start living something. The text proclaim: I will build a boat which will flow 100 kilometers. Since I'm not from the richest people on this earth, so I will make it from paper, cardboard and resin. Operation sounds simple. Paper plus resin equal a boat times by 100 kilometers. Simple and to do. As you can guess, the boat has not been built up to this day, and the multitude of doubting hearts grow day by day. There has been too much time since that announcement, and I am not fucking surprised by the doubt. Maybe I will tell a little about myself. How I said, I came from Poland, exactly from Silesia. Today I live in Manchester, where I came something about 4 years ago. I was supposed to rebuild myself in this city, but after time I have to say I am even more plunged than I was in past. Plunge into sickness. I have never been as weak as I am today, and I am honestly wondering why I'm wasting my time and energy on this movie. Although, if I not make this step, I will plunge into helplessness and oblivion even more. After spending some time in UK, I was looking for a goal or a vision that should allow me to take another breath and give meaning into my life. So I start rummage through my past ideas until I find in my dusty briefcases the oldest, a childish dream. The sketches of the Triton project. The project of large trimaran on which I want to sail around the world. Alone. Long time ago I killed these dreams because life simply broke me on the right track. For a long time I could not accept the fact that I will not be able to afford such a project because costs are huge, and due to my age and lack of funds I will not be able to cover them. So I buried this vision in my mind, and with time I began to despise my dreams. I had enough of utopia that are behind them. I couldn't live with illusions. You see, dreams are something solemn, but they deceive our minds. They are something good that they can be realized, and at least they can be pursued to realize them. Otherwise they give only hope, and this hope is a cripple. A clash with reality is too painful. Nonsense has also become for me the assertion of whole masses of people that we are able to achieve anything. We are not. The fact that we have a time is also a lie. We lack it, and with each subsequent year we approach death, and reduce the chance of achieving anything. If there is anything I despise, these are dreams. Instead of them, I will have goals and I will realize them. And feel like an old man today with remains of my will to power. I'm restoring the Triton project to life. Napoleon said once, adversity is a midwife of genius. So 2 years ago I had to change general thinking about achieving this goal. I cannot build a full ocean trimaran without the proper knowledge and money. That's why I decided to don't deceive myself. With such a huge dream, I will do something else. I use the material that humanity does not lack. This boat will be made by paper. I will use only paper for construction because it's quite cheap and everywhere it's full of him. Cartons, newspapers, books. I will use resin for a binder, so a paper covered with it will become waterproof. So I have to build a hull rigid enough so that it does not break down under my weight. That should be work. I did not find many similar reactions, but why not? Everything is possible, right? It's fucking not, actually. Problems that I have to solve. First of all, lack of knowledge. With this, I decide I will look for a solution whenever I find a problem. And one time I find a problem, the other time problem finds me. I have no idea about this. Is that correct? Is just my English, okay? Is alright or he simply sucks? Nah. Project became a mine of knowledge for me. I repeatedly made mistakes and I was looking for solutions, so I consider it to be a good decisions. Because in my own way, I developed myself by trial and error method. Like now, hopefully I will learn something in English. Of course, I'm not yet an advanced boat builder or creator of the fucking Death Star. But as an amateur, I get a little bit of experience. For example, now I know how to mix the resin correctly. My advice: mixing with the pencil causes bad mixing. Do something else because, like me, you can destroy at least many hours of work. Even the whole project when the resin turns out to be capricious and she does not dry as she should. Second problem: no space. In the past I lived in rented rooms and it was hard to build a boat in them. That's why I've moved many times. In first 3 months of this year, 3 times, and I waste a lot of precious time, and mainly that's why this project suffered. Just frequent removals. The rooms have some disadvantage. For example, my previous room was something like a 3 meters long, and the boat what I want to build will be 5 meters long. According of mathematics, even diagonally, although I'm not too sure, I will ask a guy who knows. I just will not get this boat out, right? I think the rooms are not designed by a building boat in them. This is my first shipyard. But okay, in the end I found myself into a studio in which we are now. And we stand stable, I hope, and which in theoretically, I will finish my project. Before hiring, I measured. It is 5 meters, so I can take a chance. I cannot assess this idea objectively. I think it's quite probably. And of course, I can screw up because I am a man and I never built a full-size floating boat. But you know what? I often feel like a pioneer. I feel like a pioneer in what I do. And I'm not talking about a positive meaning of this word, more about this negative. Because there is a big risk that I just fucked something without even know about it. I will be know when I finally put my boat on the water and she will sink. What about my friends? The idea aroused anxiety and pity between them. You are a fool! It is not possible to do it! It will drown. Why I ask? Just technical reason? Or you just think I would like to leave the project after a while? Ha! Doubting me will not surprise me, but I cannot forgive doubt in technique and in the human mind. But the fact that 2 years ago I shouted in the nearest group of people that I carry out armed action on the water. I do not think that after such a period there would still be no success. Well, what happened? The lack of visible effort of action exacerbates the state of health and only bile flows out of unfulfilled ambitions. Its poisoning the fate undermines this unwavering will that we claim to have. To be honest, because I've been talking for a long time, I could short this video to these words. My name is Ozymandias, King of Kings. Look on my works in mighty and despair. I so love it. But this movie must have a content. In your eyes I see this cruel pity. This whispered words. He gave up. He resigned. I see even sadnesses and slight disappointment in eyes of my allies. 2 years and nothing. Icarus fell. Is that what you're thinking? My brave Wolverines, I'm still breathing. Who cares about your breathing? Eternal, for 24 years you have been waging war with the whole world. Your vision is not very effective. You make a failure and nothing more. Failure after failure. You are repeatedly losing your value. People are abounding you. Your will to power is so weak. You make simple mistakes and you are embarrassing yourself. At the same time you are still full of arrogance and pride. You're irritating everyone around you. You lost your life. Deal with it. If you stay in it, you will die for exhaustion. You do not eat. You do not sleep. You're losing your strength. Your economy has fallen. Tell them their vanity has lost you. It is an honorable end. Admit yourself to defeat. You will become a normal boy, one of them. You will have a house, a car, and you will find a simple girl with whom you will marry. You will find the happiness and peace. You see how this vision sounds? It sucks, that's how it sounds. All you can do is give up. No one will follow you. People will follow me to the stars if I give them another victory. You have no choice, you must give up the throne. Poor children. The throne? Let's suppose I'm sitting on the throne. You know what the throne is, kid? It's an over-decorated piece of furniture. It's what's behind the throne that counts. My brains, my ambitions, my desires, my hope, my imagination, and above all, my will. I can't believe my ears. Your allies, demons in my head, and those rats that do nothing with life, stand there and begging me to give up. I will not. I will complete this project. Mobilize more forces. Fortify myself. I will be the owner of the war fleet. And in the next 5 years, I will sail all the way around the world. Until now, I was a small creator and I did not need any special fame or whatever. That's why in past you can only see me with the face covered and under pseudonym Mr. Eternal. I am happy to correct this issue. I use this mask mainly for artistic purpose. It also has a philosophical dimension, but I wouldn't create some super myth here. Therefore, let me introduce myself. My name is Krystian Wright, and with the power of my will, I restore the Triton project to life. So in conclusion, after the last move, when I unpacked Triton's hull and I connected it just to a test, there appeared several problems in my head, mainly with the weight and buoyancy. The whole construction seemed to be very heavy and supposed to be even heavier in future, because if it float this 100 kilometers, like for example kayak, after that all construction will be used for heavier sea trials, so I have to strengthen it now. The thing is, if I strengthen the construction now, it will be probably too heavy, and when I will be trying to break the records, I will not be able, because I am physically too weak for it. I don't want to die from exhaustion. Madness always, but I will probably work on the condition and endurance next 2 years, and I don't have them. So I find another brilliant idea. I will build a second boat. The construction will be simple and lighter, so as well I should finish construction sooner. So where we are now? We are building a second Triton, and we spent all time with him. We can never back to the first one, but I think I make some video about him, because after all I suffer so much and such revolutions have happened in my life because of him. But after all, the whole of Triton 1 was separated to a part, and time will tell what will happen to him in future. He was the most beautiful thing in my life, my opus magnum. I urge you to constructive criticism. I will need it. I'm crazy sometimes, okay, but as well I know how little knowledge I have.